Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Sean Henry, Development Director at a company called Miggo, M-I-G-G-O. Thank you for joining us, Sean.
Hi there. Hi. Good morning.
Well, give us a little background about Miggo. You've had a product on the market for a while now to help people take better pictures with their phones more easily, and now you're upping your game. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So our product really brings the camera functionality to your fingertips. So our product's really sort of 50% hardware, 50% software in the app. The hardware gives you 4 extra buttons to control the exterior controls, just like a real camera. Gives you a grip to hold on to. So the first rule of photography I was taught was keep your camera still while you're taking a picture, which on a phone is particularly difficult to do, as you have to touch the screen to activate the shutter. Ours has got a shutter button on the outside. You half press it, it locks the focus and exposure, fully dispress it and takes the picture. There's an exterior zoom function. There's a exposure compensation, darker lighter wheel, and then access to our various modes. We've got 10 odd modes inside our app, which goes all the way from full manual to full auto and everything in between. And between that functionality, between those two functionalities, you can definitely take much better pictures.
And now there's a new Pro version coming to market, right?
That's right. Yes. What we're doing here is the first version, the Pictar 1 and the Pictar Plus, was more of a photographic product, and whereas this one is aimed at both the photography and the video market. So we've slightly changed the zoom function. The zoom function on the new product is a rocker wheel. Previously, it was a wheel which you turned, which was very difficult to get a nice pan zoom on it that was stable, if you like. Whereas the new one's got a rocker switch, and you can actually adjust in the app. You can adjust the zoom speed. There's access on the side to the Lightning connector. So if you're wanting to join a microphone to our cold shoe, which rests on the top, you can put accessories there and actually access it directly into the phone itself. We've also introduced a viewfinder, and what happens is there's the viewfinder is like a hood with a lens on it. It's about a couple of inches across and an inch wide or so, and you slide that into the receptor on our camera, and that senses that the viewfinder's there, shrinks the image all the way down on the screen. And so if you're on a sunny day in California, or you're skiing, for instance, on a bright light, or actually, when a film director is looking at the set, they use a viewfinder to concentrate on exactly what the camera is going to be capturing. So this is the same thing, actually. It just sort of reduces your view to what the camera is going to see. Because one of the confusions about mobile phone photography is that you're taking it, seeing the whole view and the camera view at the same time, and it's not concentrating your mind on actually what you're going to capture. The Pictar Pro also has got much sturdier wheels, so it's much more proactive, and the top 2 wheels, actually, you can indent them, and we've got one indented on mine. I've got the 8 Plus. You can switch cameras, so you can optically zoom the image, and the other one changes it to selfie mode. It's got a metal body. Actually, I sort of my first camera was a Pentax K1000, which has got a metal body with a chrome finish on it. That sort of matte chrome finish on it. So I've sort of lifted that idea from the 70s and 80s to give it a nice strong build quality on the front there.
Now, what types of phones is the new version designed to work with?
The new one works with the iPhone 6 up to the Max and all the phones in between on iOS, and then on Android we support Samsung. We don't support every Samsung phone. We've got a list actually on our website, but there's the ones with good cameras. We've gone to we've made sure that they work nicely with our software, with our app. We also support Huawei, though that's less of an issue in the United States. But Huawei are quite big outside the US. We are just about to support Sony, and we will be working through our other brands as time goes on.
Terrific. Now, there's also wireless charging built into the Pictar unit?
That's right, yes. So, the previous unit had a battery in it, which lasted a long time. Actually, it lasted 6 months, the previous battery. And I'll explain perhaps at the end why it lasts as long as that. But yes, it's got a QI charger, and the QI charger's there to top your phone up as you're shooting. So if you're a heavy-duty shooter, either video or photo, one of the sort of range anxieties is my battery going to last? Well, the Pictar batteries that are built in top your phone up as you go along.
Another interesting feature here is that this doesn't require pairing with the phone. Tell us how that works.
Sure. Yeah. So our communication system between the phone and our hardware is done by ultrasound. It's sort of bat language, if you like. And we've done this for two very good reasons. One is Bluetooth uses a considerable amount of energy, power, and ultrasound it uses a very low amount of power, both on the phone and on our device. Basically, the app just as soon as you open our Pictar app, it switches on the mic, starts listening, and picks up our code. It's a slightly coded system that we've got for communication. Picks up the code and knows that you've activated the shutter button or whatever, and then takes the necessary action within the app. And so there's a power consumption advantage, and secondly, there's you don't have to pair the item, and that means if you leave the app open, swipe open your phone, and the Pictar app's there ready for you, you can just go right ahead and take a picture, which really, that's what photography is about, is capturing the instant, and Bluetooth isn't really that good at doing that.
Really interesting. Now, you're on Kickstarter with this, right? When does it arrive? And tell us more about what consumers can expect here, about pricing and availability.
Yeah. So the product's going live today on Kickstarter, and there are some early bird specials there, going from as low as $119. The product, when we retail it, will be between $150 and $200, depending on we've got sort of two product offerings. So there's a very good reason to get up to get onto the Kickstarter site as early as possible, and take advantage of the discounts that are there at the early stages. We're running it for a month. And we were very successful in our last Kickstarter campaign, so we're hoping to be, as successful as last time. And we really, really love Kickstarter. It gives us a massive opportunity for people to make comments about our the sort of features that we're going to build into our product. And I actually last time used some of the suggestions that were made to us actually were built into the product, either into the software or the hardware.
And when will people be able to get this in their hands?
We are we're planning to ship in Jan next year. The tooling itself, actually, this time around, completely exists. So actually, in my hand, I've got a T1 model here. Well, it's not really a model; it's the first off the tools, which we weren't at this stage at the last Photokina. So we've at the last Kickstarter. So we've actually invested in the tooling, in advance to make sure that we're much more prepared than we were last time, and so that's why we can be much more certain that we're that we can hit the Jan deadline.
And is the original Pictar still available?
Definitely is, yes, very much so. In fact, we are we're just about to go into stock in Barnes and Noble, 800 stores, I believe, 800 odd, and Best Buy as well. And we're also putting our product up on QVC, and they've asked us to do a millennial pink color and a white one as well. So we're offering they'll be offering 3 colors up on the QVC website. So very exciting indeed.
Very cool. For more information, people can go to mymiggo.com. That's myggo.com/Pictar, Pictar. And you can also look for them on Kickstarter. Sean Henry, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C. Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C. Crane.